see you, man. Take care.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Bay St. Louis Planning and Zoning meeting of October 15th, 2025. We ask that you please silence all cell phones and electronics at this time. We're going to begin with prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father in heaven, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Give us unity of spirit even when our opinions differ. Help us to listen politely to other points of view and to remember that we are all a part of the same community. Direct our thoughts, words, decisions, and actions toward the right path in the best interests of our city. We ask this in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Any announcements?
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. All right. Our first application tonight is Louisa, application for variance to the zoning ordinance submitted by Juliet Louisa. The applicant is requesting to reconfigure one existing parcel into two separate parcels of land. Both proposed parcels will not meet the required minimum lot area or lot width for the R2 two-family zoning district. Parcel A needs a variance of 1,463 square feet, resulting in a total of 9,037 square feet to the lot area, and a variance of 15.5 feet, resulting in a total of 59.5 foot to the minimum lot width. Parcel B needs a variance of 1,765 square feet, resulting in a total of 8,735 square feet to the lot area, and a variance of 15.5 feet, resulting in a total of 59.5 feet to the total lot width. The property is located at 211 St. Francis Street, parcel 149E-0-29-395.000, 115 Second Ward, Bay St. Louis. The property zone R2 two-family district. I'm going to read the.
Well, here, if this is one thing I just asked Ms. Dozier if she wants to do before. Since we have administrative letter, which obviously not binding, but you always want, city council wanted to hear the opinion. That's why they came about. Let me just give you some facts. So, she has one parcel now. On the variance, it seemed a little bit strange because they titled the next one. She owns the parcel in the corner. The administration recommended the denial, but it had more to do with there's no hardship with the application, which we look at it more of just a black and white kind of one. But here's some facts about the application that the new parcel, so the one parcel being created into two is similar size and character to the neighborhood. In fact, the parcel is directly across the street from this. This one's going to be 75 foot or
57.
yeah, it's going to be 59 feet wide. The ones that are directly across the street from this is 45 foot wide.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, I think 3 parcels down, we made some that were, I think, that came before this board that made it like 35 or 40 foot wide. So it's not indicative of this neighborhood. Like, I know the zoning district says 75 square foot wide lots, but this neighborhood seems to have much smaller lots in general. And then but that's kind of just the bare facts of it. But if she wants to come up and explain
Yes.
Yeah,
what's it for, but
right.
And you can pronounce your last name. I'm sure I
No,
said it
it's
wrong.
okay. It's Layuza.
Layuza.
The I first, yeah. So I've lived on this property for 5, almost 6 years now, and it's beautiful. Love it here, but it's tiny, tonightsy. My little house is a 1,000 square foot, and my family is about to grow, and so we want to separate the lot and build a 3-bedroom, 2-bath family home. Just to stay in the community because we really don't want to move out of it. So that's really our intention with it. And like Jeremy said, is when I had the idea for it, it was really based on the neighborhood and the houses and lots that I had seen around me. So I figured it would be a possibility, and that's what led me to bring it to the table for discussion. But that's my intention. I want to build a little bit larger home just so my family can fit in it, and then have my dad live in the little smaller house.
Do you know if you'll be able to stay within, there'll be no variances for the city setbacks? When you go to build the new house, you'll be able to stay within the
Yes,
front
yeah, and I've
side
already
yard
spoken,
setback?
yeah, I don't have any like official plans, but I've
Plans.
spoken with multiple contractors and have two that I've been working with to make sure that why take all these steps just to then have
That
to-
it'll fit, what you're
Right.
wanting can fit on the lots within the
Yes.
parameters of the ordinance.
each setbacks on the sides and the front and back as well.
And she knows that the protective live oaks on the
Yes. they're
on
my
the
favorite.
lot are not going away, no matter
No.
how many times she asks.
Yeah, I even had all the, like the contractors I spoke with, my number one priority was keeping the oak trees.
Yes, that's great. I do, and I see, we got a survey with all the drip lines on
Yes,
it too.
yeah.
And it's good, because they're kind of off to the, where you're gonna subdivide, they're not in the middle.
Exactly,
They're kind
they're
of off to
right,
the
yeah.
side, thank goodness.
They would be a part of the new
Yeah.
lot without the house
Yeah.
yet.
Good. Any other comments or questions from the commissioners? Anyone in the audience that was signed up to speak for or against the application? I don't think anybody was signed up. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we move it.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Breland, second by Mr. Romano. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Please be present in the next city council meeting. It'll be in this room Tuesday, October 21st at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next up. I didn't have them. We forgot to print them out.
With those.
I might move it to the minutes.
Oh yeah, just do it to the end.
Okay, we'll do it at the end, if that's okay. Sorry about that, guys. Next application is Knoll, application for variance to the zoning ordinance submitted by Laura Knoll. The applicant wants to construct a pole barn. The applicant is requesting a variance of 114%, resulting in an accessory structure that is 164% size of the primary dwelling. The property is located at 325 Daffodil Street, parcel 138A-0-46-218.001, 17 through 19, block 20, unit 3, Shoreline Estate subdivision. The property zone R1, single family district.
Okay, so for this one, the recommendation was deny the variance, mostly because there was no hardship present. And if you want to remember, the primary dwelling, let's say it's 2,000 square foot, and the accessory dwelling can only be 50% of that, so it would be 1,000 square foot. They're wanting to exceed that, construct a pole barn because it's in a flood zone, so they couldn't have walls around it anyway. But so there's no hardship presence. They do own 5 50-foot lots, so they do have 250-foot frontage on the road, so it's an oversized lot. And they did get a letter of support from, I guess, the most affected neighbor, which would be the neighbor directly across the street from them. So it's just, there's no hardship present. So, and just so I think we've done in the past, the request is for a variance of 114%. So it'd be 164% of the square footage. If y'all choose, if y'all want to allow them to have more than 50%, you can make the motion to be less than the request, but you can't make it to be more, or if what they requested is fine.
Gotcha. I'll read the letter from the neighbors. Our neighbors referenced above who live at 325 Daffodil Street in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi have asked us to provide your office with a letter of support regarding their wishes to construct a shop on their property. We of course are happy to do so because they have been wonderful neighbors, always looking out for our property and keeping tabs on the other older gentleman who lives down the street. We couldn't ask for better neighbors. We have absolutely no objection to their building anything on their property and feel blessed that a young couple such as them wants to invest in and settle on our quiet street. We have enjoyed their company, kindness, and helpfulness since the day they moved in. Please consider granting them the right to build the structure they need to protect their equipment, which we see as an investment in this community. We very much like having such a young, ambitious couple as neighbors and don't want to see them denied the opportunity to achieve their dreams. Raymond and Marie Ballman, and they're at 322 Daffodil Street. Is Laura Knoll here tonight to speak for or against? I mean, to tell us more about the application.
We really just want to build the pole barn so we can store. We have a boat and a camper that we like to store under there. There's really, we don't plan on building anything. I guess like wild and crazy for other purposes of the pole barn. We really just want it to be able to put a structure over, our toys that we have.
Yeah, and normally I'd be wary of this, but you can never enclose it because it is in a flood zone, so
Right.
there's no way to turn it into an
Right,
accessory
right.
dwelling space.
Yeah, and we don't plan on it. I mean,
Yes,
it'll literally
it's just
be
for boat. Yeah, it's just for storage.
And then if y'all want to go, and it's page 18 of your packet, they do have a very good site plan of
Mm-hmm.
what it was. They have the street labeled, but what's not labeled in the back is a canal. Correct? Or no, it's
no, it's
oh no, it's the back.
it's just the back of the I guess of that block. So our property is like half the
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, yes, but if you go and look, they actually did the sketch plat to scale
yes, and the
or site plan to scale.
yes, and where we have the pole barn listed on the map is not what's firm. I know the term to how to the sides, but I mean we do have those two parcels on the very far left. I mean that's 100 square feet. And so, we have it's 10,000 square feet. So we have a lot of movement or possibilities.
And because it's an accessory structure, it could go 5 feet and 5 feet from the front and the back if they
Yeah.
wanted to. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
I'll just make a comment.
Yes.
It seems that your problem's not that your pole barn is too big, it's pretty modest in size, but that your house is too small.
Yeah. I was thinking that
And I think
too.
it's, particularly in the neighborhood and where you're at, it's kind of absurd to expect you to add on to your house so you can have a pole barn that's
Mhm.
every Mississippian's God-given right.
Yes, sir.
And wish, yeah, absolutely.
And the lot's definitely large enough to support an accessory structure on there. Anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against? I'll entertain a motion. If there's no other questions.
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Agee, second by Mr. Romano. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Please be present at the next city council meeting, Tuesday, October 21st, 5:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Okay, next application is sales, application for a special exception to the zoning ordinance submitted by Kenan Sales. The applicant is requesting a special exception to construct a boat facility on property zone C3 Highway Commercial. The property is located on the 3300 block of Longfellow Drive, parcel 138G-0-46-163.000. Park Gideon Toomey Claim 46-8-14. The property is zoned C3 Highway Commercial.
All right. So this exact location, what was it, 2 months ago, came before us. The person who thought that they were going to buy the property didn't own the property, and the gentleman that applied for it actually owns the property and bought the property. It's very strange. So he was in the crowd whenever y'all approved the last application. The person who applied for it didn't know that he didn't even own the property. Don't know how that happened.
It was supposed to have some type of a contract, he said, with the owners.
Yeah.
Could you come up to the
So-
microphone, please?
All right, so, but needless to say,
Hold on.
this, the letter of recommendation is the same as the one that we had whenever it was approved one time, but I'll just say, the administration's, it's a special exception, and most of the time, I feel like we say deny just because it's honestly a judgment call, like special exceptions, it's not a variance. There's no hardship that can be present. In need, you don't really know, so we recommend to deny, But if it does get approved, y'all would have to see it before, probably see it again because it would be a major site plan review. Now, it's just,
So
I
is
put-
he, is he planning on doing the same thing, or?
Exact same thing.
Basically, exact.
but it's not per our zoning ordinance, it's not transferable. So if he would go get the variance, if you'd go get this and say, hey, I'm gonna sell this project to John Doe down the street, and there was no saying, hey, I'm acting as an agent and contingency on the sell, you can't just go get something approved for a property and then sell it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of
So
protect.
it's basically the same thing.
So you're in the audience when the other,
Well, honestly, I purchased the property. I called the owners. He's got a realty company in Lucedale. So I called Mr. Bobinger. I called his realtor lady, and his niece was talking to the other guy. So when we come into town, I seen the sign on the property, and that's why I came here.
well, better
Wow.
be
It
careful.
was,
They're
it
not
was
gonna
kind
use
of
that real
crazy.
estate.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I didn't know,
Oh,
and I'd
wow.
actually called in, and I don't know if I talked to you before.
Yeah.
I even called and tried to buy the property.
Yeah, and so he
Crazy.
lives in Oxford, but he has a house
Off Central.
off of Nassau Street or whatever else.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
he just happened to be in town when they had the public hearing, and that's why he ended up here.
Okay.
Can I ask
Yeah,
what
it
your
was-
name is?
Mine,
Uh-huh,
Anthony Kennan.
okay.
Yes, sir.
That is so wild.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. I pulled up and took a picture of the sign and just came on over.
Okay.
Okay. Well, can you tell us, I mean,
Pretty much.
I don't know who all was here and, knew, tell us a little bit more about the
I mean, it's
project.
pretty,
And
did you get the pictures and bring them?
we have some pictures in our packet of,
Yeah.
it says secure indoor boat
Pretty much the
storage.
same thing.
Okay.
And that just pretty much shows you where it's gonna be laying on the property. His was going the opposite direction when he came with his.
How many units is it?
I mean, honestly, it depends on what we can get on there. I'm gonna say it's probably 70, 80.
Okay.
And probably, which never had a boat storage or any type of storage, so probably I don't know if we'll do it in one section or do it in, one deal or make it two.
I know the ground's high enough. They filled
Yeah,
it. There's
yeah,
no
this,
dirt
I
there.
think it's gonna be close to 13 feet
Yeah.
above sea level. And it's, like I said, basically the exact same.
Anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against? I'll entertain a motion if there's no other questions or comments.
Motion to move.
Motion to approve by
Yeah.
Ms. Brown. Is there a second?
I'll support it.
Second by Mr. Ag. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Please be present at the next city council meeting, October 21st, 5:30 PM.
Thank y'all.
Hardship is the actual fact that it's a need for.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to be recusing myself for the next application, Bonner, so I'm going to turn it over to Michaela.
All right. This application is for a special exception to the zoning ordinance submitted by Charles Bonner. Sorry, I'm so sorry. The applicant is requesting a special exception to, stop, please. The applicant is requesting a special exception to construct an accessory dwelling in the rear yard of a parcel over 15,000 square feet. The property is located at 703 Hancock Street, parcel 149 N030052 decimal 001 PT6 and PT8, 4th Ward, Bay St. Louis. The property is zoned R1, single family zoning district.
All right, so he's in the crowd. This is another special exception. So the lot's over 15,000 square feet, so he doesn't need a variance to lot size. It's a special exception. It's the same comment as last time. Like, obviously, it's just a judgment call. We recommend to deny, but obviously, it's more of, does it fit the neighborhood? They have some that have them in here, some that do not. But he did give a set of construction documents, like it's a full set
Okay.
that he supplied. So if it is granted, it shows that he would not need any variances to side yard or rear yard setback. The site plan shows that they have adequate parking for 2 dwellings on, or a dwelling and accessory dwelling, and then on the site. And we did have one letter of support sent in. I'll just go read it real quick. Spot from Anita Warner. Bonders have requested a variance for an accessory structure for their pool house. In designing their home, they took care of avoiding crowding and preserving the 75-year-old oak on the right-hand side of their property. The registry supports the request. Anita Warner, Chairman, Live Oak Registry.
Is there anybody in the audience that is, well, did you want to come up and just kind of share?
Hi, thank y'all for your time.
Yeah.
I'm Devin Bonner, and Tom, and so we recently purchased a home in 2017. And when we came to this community, just fell in love with it and decided this is where we wanted to retire. So we were fortunate enough to find a lot that fit, kind of our idea of dream home. And so as my husband, he's very talented with creating the design of our home and, building my dreams, of course. And so as we went through this, in this design, we created, an area for the garage, our home, and then the pool house. Because we want to be able to have family, friends over, to be able to enjoy this community with us, because this is our forever home. This is where we are going to retire. He's already retired, and I'll be retiring in 27. And so again, it's just a pool house. It's going to have an outdoor kitchen. He loves to cook and grill. I like him to keep his mess contained, because I think a lot of people can appreciate. It also has an area, again, some covered area to get in out of the heat if we're enjoying the pool and be able to relax. And then, of course, on those special, fabulous LSU game days, I can put him out there and he can get as loud as he wants, and the ladies and I can be in the house and enjoying whatever entertainment we want, or we can join them outside and get us out. So again, it's just a pool house, just an area for us to be able to extend and enjoy our property. And then also in talking with Anita, the tree where it is, we also did not want to build a 2-story. We also felt, we looked in the area, we saw what homes were around there, wanted to be consistent with how they looked and, kind of consistent with the beautification that they've done. And so we knew that if we needed to build up on a 2nd story, it might impede that tree or not give it room to grow and develop. And we didn't want to also, damage the tree. And then we were also mindful of the neighbors behind us. We knew we were going to be blocking some of the view, but we still wanted to kind of, give them a little bit of view, the golf for what they've been used to see. So I don't.
Was there anybody signed up in the audience to speak?
No. Yep, just y'all.
Okay. Did any of the commissioners have any comments? All right, well, we'd like to move to a motion.
I'll move it.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Well, Amy, instead of abstaining, your goes would go with the majority of the vote. So
Okay.
you would just go mark it as she left the room since
Yeah.
she didn't.
Okay.
I guess it's my turn
Yes.
since Amy's no longer here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here.
She's left the room.
I've left the room.
Right. Aye.
Aye.
So the vote was 4-0.
Motion to approve.
And then on the minutes say, let's see what's the next one.
Next two.
Amy re-enters the
Missing.
room.
Missy.
Okay.
I'm coming back.
So city council meeting is Tuesday, October the 21st at 5:30 in here.
Back in this room.
Taking back over. Next application is Boudin, application for a special exception to the zoning ordinance submitted by Robert J. Boudin Jr. The applicant is requesting a special exception to construct a boat storage facility on property zone C3 Highway Commercial. The property is located on the 9700 block of Highway 603, parcel 138G-0-46-161.000. Legal description part Gideon Toolme claim 30 and 34 North HW, the property zone C3 highway commercial.
All right, so the boat storage that we approved actually abuts this land. So the letter of recommendation is the exact same, recommend to deny, but it's a accessory, it's a special exception, so obviously it's still a judgment call. If it does get approved, Mr. Boudin, if the special exception gets approved, he would still have to go through major site plan review with all the drainage stuff. So it'll be seen, or it would be seen again. It's not just going to be a set of building plans show up there. But the I did not include it, but it's
No, we don't have a drawing.
no, he doesn't have drawings, but the parcel is on the corner of
Sycamore.
603 and Old Nicholson Road. The other parcel is on the corner of
603 and Longfellow.
yeah,
Yeah.
essentially 603 and Longfellow.
Oh, we have the wrong parcel. Wait.
No. So he doesn't. It was Gil, Joey. It was Gil that purchased.
They have a
I
plan.
have this parcel.
We need to,
Well, yeah, because I don't have anything to look at.
Joey, this is correct. Yeah. It's this one. So.
She has it.
Oh, that was
But-
for Matt's site.
Okay.
Oh, I was-
Well, it's in.
Oh, I stayed with the wrong one.
It's all right.
So it's the last one. I'll go show it as is. So this was Bollinger, the last boat storage. Mr. Boudin's property is this property. So that's Old Nicholson Road.
So he's putting one right next to
yeah,
her?
so that'd be
Yeah.
perfect, yeah, okay.
There's just a drainage ditch separating my piece from the piece y'all approved tonight, the same piece y'all approved all
This was
13
the one that
for the
we
other guy.
just This is where this is the one Mr. Boudin had. So Old Nicholson Road and 603. I think his was probably 3 acres and yours is an acre and a half.
Acre and 3/4, it's a little over 3.
So that's one that was just a special exception.
Mhm.
This is Mr. Boudin's property. And he actually owned it.
Is it gonna be, I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you say it's gonna be covered as well?
Yeah.
Boat storage completely enclosed?
I don't know if I'm gonna do completely enclosed. I gotta talk with the building official on the ventilation you gotta have to do below the base flood elevation.
Mm-hmm. Do you know?
But it'll be screened, it's open.
Do you know how many units you'll be able to get in there
It's
yet?
the same
It just depends.
answer the last guy gave, as many as the building department can let put.
Yeah.
We gotta have your spacing so the boats can turn around and maneuver. I got the idea off the sign for the August 13th meeting. I seen the sign on my neighbor's property and read it, and while they were deciding who was gonna buy it, I came filled out my application.
Yeah.
And he told me it was, they didn't wind up with it. I do know the new guy was gonna apply for the same thing.
Any comments or questions from the commissioners? Anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against the application? I didn't have anybody signed up.
I'll speak for it. Well, if you want to come up,
Can
just
you come
state your
up to
name,
the mic?
just so we can.
I'm just,
Just-
Dwayne, I have no objections against it. If his property's right across from mine, I got,
Can you
Come up and
would you
state your
mind
name,
speaking in
Dwayne,
the,
if you
just
don't
for the
mind.
minutes, and so
Just
people
for-
at home can hear us too? And state your name and address.
Dwayne, I live on Old Nicholson Road.
Okay.
His
And just,
property, I got a property right just about adjacent to it. And I've also got commercial property on that line and
Yep.
I don't have an issue with it at all.
all right, thank you. Anyone else? Any other questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we move it.
Motion to approve by Mr. Breland. Is there a second?
Support.
Second by Mr. Ag. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Please be present in the next city council meeting, Tuesday, October 21st, 5:30 PM in this room.
Thank
Our next application is Stifel and Leocus.
He's not here.
Amy, if you just want to go and read the top and say in everything in the minutes, that would be fine. It's save you a lot of numbers and dashes and.
Wait, what you mean? Oh.
Yeah.
Just the first sentence?
Yeah.
Application Stifel at, I already forgot, Leoke. Application for sketch plat and final plat approval submitted by Matt Seifel and Louis Leokis for a proposed reconfiguration of 5 parcels into 4 parcels located along the 400 block of Labatt Street, 400 block of Sycamore Street, and 500 block of St. Francis Street. The
Okay.
new reconfiguration of the parcel received a variance for the wider size in May 2025.
So, administration was recommend to approve part of our subdivision regulations. I guess May of this past year, he came and said, "Hey, we have 5 lots. We want to reconfigure them into 4, but we need variances to lot width. I want to say for lot width on,
Sycamore and St. Francis.
but y'all already approved those variances.
Variances, yeah.
So what is in front of y'all now is the sketch plat and the final plat. So basically, what the variances were approved in May. He came back, got the official survey, did everything they needed to get to the point where once if y'all choose to, and we recommend to approve it because they satisfied all the requirements set forth. It's just kind of more of an administrative thing that y'all approve the sketch and final plat. City council can do it, and then we have the mayor and I can sign off so that he can file this plat with Chancery, and the 5 lots become what's on here.
And they're all single-family home sites.
Any comments or questions from the commissioners? And there was no one in the audience signed up to speak for or against.
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Romano. Is there a second?
Okay, go ahead, Ms.
I second.
Second by Ms. Brown. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Please be present at the next city council meeting, Tuesday, October 21st, 5:30 p.m. Okay. All right. I gotta leave the room again. I'm sorry.
You gotta quit doing this.
I know. It's getting harder.
Okay.
The next application, L&H Holdings.
Yeah. These people signed up.
Yes, these people are signed up
Okay.
to speak.
Alrighty. Application for a variance to the subdivision regulation submitted by L&H Holdings LLC for a proposed replot of one existing parcel into 2 separate parcels located at 717 North 2nd Street. Both proposed parcels will meet the minimum lot width and minimum lot square footage requirements of Bay St. Louis zoning ordinance. However, one of the newly created parcels will not have direct frontage on a dedicated public street and will instead be assessed via a record easement providing sufficient ingress and egress. A variance is requested to subdivision regulation sections 31.4.4, which requires every lot to about a dedicated street for at least the minimum width of the lot at the building setback line. The easement will serve, don't have that.
There you go.
The easement will serve as
As
the
a-
only access to the lot, and it's parcel 149C-0-20-74.000, part 174B, 174C, 174D, First Ward, Bay St. Louis, and Zone multifamily. All right, so this is a little unusual because I guess, so per our subdivision regulations, which were adopted 2023, I believe, 2024. So you have every single lot that gets subdivided, reconfigured, needs to front a dedicated road or have, well, per section 3.14.4 of it. The applicants, this lot comes off of North 2nd Street, goes back, I don't know, how many feet does it go back? For probably 400 feet, and they're wanting to basically almost cut it in half. So they'll have 2 lots, both wide enough and enough square footage, but the issue would be is the newly created lot in the back would have no road frontage. They do have a dedicated easement that they provided on page, that they did provide, it's on page 59 of it.
To get back to the,
So they can, utilities, everybody can get back to it. The issue is it's not a variance to the zoning ordinance because the lot is wide enough and enough square footage, both of them. There's no road frontage, so, that's the variance you're asking for.
okay, do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. It's, the current lot you access from Second Street. And we have the property that goes from Second Street all the way through to North Beach. And we have an easement to access an existing lot off North Beach that would also, that cause you access to the new lot that we want to create. And by doing this, our goal is to kind of create a barrier so that with that easement, you can't have through traffic from Second Street to North Beach. Because right now, if anything were to happen on that lot, the large lot off Second Street, you could drive all the way through using the easement to get to North Beach, which we do not want that to become a thoroughfare. So if we parcel this off, which is a fairly generous lot, it's like, I think, close to 12,000 square feet, that would create a barrier so that you don't have through traffic.
All right.
And I provided like the plat and stuff, so you can kind of see where the property goes. The lot off Second Street is like 1.7 acres, so parceling off that top piece, they're still both large pieces of property, but we just don't want the through traffic.
Okay.
And then and I'll just go say in our letter, administrative letter, and this is, I think I wrote this sometime last week. From that time, we had no objections from any neighbors, so we just said approve. But I guess I think they have some people signed up to speak up against. But I guess it being a 400 foot lot from road to the back of the property, cutting it kind of in half, seemed like a reasonable request. But
So I'm confused. What's the red line?
Yeah,
so they did not get a survey. So if you go look at the packet for North Second Street. If you go look at North Second Street and you see the line, North Second Street.
Am I looking at the right?
That's where we would divide the property.
So this is the whole property right here, correct?
I'm just trying. Yeah. Well, this is the back lot off of.
That's North Beach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's North Beach. So that's where we would divide the lot.
So this is where the thing. This is Second Street right here, and it continues here. Okay. The lot is actually here to here and here. Like the lot currently sits all this property. They want to put a line right here and make parcel 1 and then parcel 2, which is, that would be one parcel, and then this would be the other parcel.
and the easements.
Where's the easement?
And I can show, I have the easement right.
The easement comes,
I have the easement right here if y'all want to look at it.
yeah,
Well, we have that one.
Okay.
yeah, the easement comes off the beach,
So
right here.
So what is this right here?
That's somebody else's.
They have houses on, which one?
Here, don't let me.
how
That's what
this one,
right here.
So what we have is a flagpole
Let me-
pole lot.
Yes, he's gonna come.
I'm
up
just
and
trying to-
over there, right.
That's
there.
North Beach. Yes, so there's an existing house here.
the one we built.
No, I believe this is the one being built. And then there's that. Yes, that's correct. This
That's
is the one
Is
that
that
is,
y'all's?
no, this is North Beach up
No, no,
here.
is that- The one, on,
I thought
that's
this was
What-
their,
second.
We do not own
Yeah,
that.
that's,
You don't know.
that's.
We do not own that.
Alright, so when you went by there, there's a lot, there's a house right here,
Yep.
there's this house back here. This front lot's still vacant. So, it would be, that's what they would create new here, is this lot here.
so
They would still have all
so
that.
they already have 2 lots? They
have all
want, they
this.
want 3 lots now?
Yeah, well, no, I guess, truth be told, whenever it was purchased, y'all had 4 lots, 6 lots. Some of them that
Two,
were,
three, four,
like
five.
this lot right here, doesn't have any road frontage. Yeah, that was a pre-existing lot from No Telling When.
So they're not worried about getting to the back.
No, they would still,
So-
no, this fronts North Second Street.
Okay, they
So-
own all the way to that.
So they're gonna give themselves an easement.
They already have.
We already
They have
have
it
the
here.
easement. That's our concern, is that we already have the easement. So we're trying to create a barrier
So
there.
they're gonna split this lot here, this is gonna be interest from here, now they.
Yeah,
So are
so-
y'all getting
That's what they're
people
really doing.
Well,
using your
if you own the
easement?
property, then,
Not right now,
Okay, I was
but,
just
but we
asking.
just, like, we kind of
So this easement,
Okay.
didn't
let's say
notice
they
it right
built a house
away, you
here.
know, that,
Yeah.
that was accessible.
Truth be told,
Okay.
So we're just kind of trying to
this
prevent
person
problems
who owned
before
a
it
house here
begins.
can
Okay.
access off of Beach Boulevard to get to it.
So they're gonna stop
Yeah.
here,
So the easement is already recorded. It would go to right here.
that's why it stops on this map here.
Yeah.
but if they already own the property here, why can't they change that easement if that's on property
Well, I
they
think that's
already
where it's
own?
stopping right there.
Because there's an existing house there that
Yeah.
uses the easement.
Yeah.
We
So
don't own,
this house already exists there, and
They
that's
use
its,
it.
that's
Their
its
easement.
easement.
and
So if you terminate,
the house that
this easement,
the
that house
easement
would go
leads to,
here.
we do not own. We can't deny those people access.
Right, no, I understand that, but I don't understand how making this its own lot helps these people from having people go through on the easement. That doesn't make any sense to
so-
me.
Oh, I can show you if you,
so they would go off of Second Street here, but if they only have a lot here, that means that you can only get to this parcel, that newly created parcel from here. If it, as it stands now, if that parcel got sold, they would have access from here and from the beach.
Unless when it's sold, the deed is restricted to not use an easement going that way or something.
Yes.
I guess, to me, the whole not going through is just strange. I don't understand it. What I do understand is that they'd like to have another lot. And it's a flagpole lot, but the only advantage they have is there's already another flagpole lot, right? Isn't that a flagpole lot?
Well, it's a pre-existing lot of record from. I
Okay,
don't even
yeah,
know when it's-
but a lot that you need to access through an easement's a flagpole.
Yeah.
And so normally, flagpole lots aren't very good, but I think they got a good argument that there's already a flag here. They just wanna be a flag there.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah.
Can I take a look at that?
I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, so I mean,
I'm not
What is your purpose of doing this?
So,
we don't,
Sell one?
we don't have any plans for this. We've had this property for years and very slow to make any decision with it. But we didn't notice right away probably that you could drive from Second Street to North Beach. I don't think anybody there really wants that to happen. So we're just trying to prevent that. And it
So
gives
which
you a
one is
barrier.
hers?
I don't see how that,
they own,
I don't understand that.
they own this lot,
Mm-hmm,
this lot,
mm-hmm.
this lot, and then this is the lot that they're.
I can
trying to
show you where
subdivide
they,
right here.
well, y'all said you have
So
the
it'd be
easement, and I can show you
One
where it
lot
is
here,
compared to like
and
the
then all the
houses
other-
that are built
the
on
other
the
part would
property
be
already.
That part here.
And,
I just don't understand why making that a lot.
So there's an easement.
From right
well,
here.
and I
Stops
don't
at
know if you
easement.
can see,
That
like,
one,
um,
and then it
the
would
houses
service
that
That one.
too.
are
But
currently built
it
on the
services that one.
property. There's
So how
one
are
where
they
they,
getting to
that
where
the
they-
easement
That's
uses,
Oh,
and then
okay,
we
so they're
just
going right
built
here.
a house in front of that.
Okay, yeah.
That would need
Okay.
that easement as well. So we can't deny access to the easement to the people in the front. So we prefer that you had access from North Beach to certain properties and access from Second Street to property
Okay.
without going on the,
Okay, well, I don't understand what that's got to do with doing the lot. I don't understand. I'm just not that bright.
Let us hear from some of the people who signed up in the audience, and then
Okay.
if there's extra comments, we'll bring you back up.
okay,
All right, cool. So we have a few people signed up. One is Casey Hightower. Can you come to the front, please?
Good evening, thank you. I'm Casey Hightower. I represent Dr. and Mrs. Roe Crowder. We oppose both, and I think that the notice is correct. It says replat, and we oppose the replat. And I know there are situations where property can be replatted if there's nobody that's adversely affected or whatever. But obviously, we received the notice, and it identifies that we're within 300 feet and we are adversely affected. And we have actually been here before. They tried this, they've got about 6 lots there, and they want half of them, about, I think it's 3 years ago. Well, it's vacant, but it was about 3 years ago. And it was denied. One of the things that Dr. and Mrs. Crowder, this is their home place. They put a lot of time, money, and effort. They enjoy where they live, and of course, that's the way it was, and that's the way it's been, and that's what they expected it to be without changing. And so, in this particular case, to the extent that they want to replat the existing divisions of property, they're supposed to get, not only to give notice, identifying their application, notice to adversely affected parties, but then they require, and it says shall, obtain their written agreement to the same. Well, we got a notice from the city, but we haven't been approached about permission, much less given it. And so we object to the splitting of the two. I got to be honest, I sat there and just listened to that exchange, and I don't hear well, but I hear well enough. And I'm still not clear what they're asking, other than to split it into two. And it doesn't sound like there's a current plan to do anything with that. It just sounds like they want to half the lot, and of course we object to that. And I think that it should be denied. And of course, when it's denied, or if it's denied, that renders the question on the additional on the variance related to the access moot, because it's the only reason that's come up is because of what would happen in a second. And so we strenuously object to any replatting of what's already been subdivided at least once, and would observe that in cases where, recent cases in Mississippi where a person requesting a subdivision replat or alteration or vacation of an existing prior subdividing did not obtain permission, and of course the people objected, that it got turned around, and we certainly don't want to go through that. I think the law, coupled with the lack of clarity related to what the purpose of the division is in the first place, I didn't really follow the easement discussion between Second Street and North Beach. I know that my clients don't want unnecessary through traffic in that area or an increased traffic burden in that area. And I certainly don't think that they want a parcel of land that could have something on it that doesn't have adequate street access in the event that something were to happen of an emergency. So unless you have any questions, I'll take my seat and let somebody else speak. That's our position.
Okay. Alrighty, well, thank you. The next person is Laura, I do not want to say your name wrong. What's the last name?
Laura Comiskey Broders.
Okay.
I do have a written objection in addition to a few remarks I'd like to make. I can pass them out now, or I can pass them out at the end. Okay.
What is your address, ma'am?
636, my address?
Yeah.
636 North Beach Boulevard.
Thank you.
We share, my northern boundary is a portion of their southern boundary. I can show you on the plat you have in front of you if you need to see that, but basically 2 doors away to the south.
Could you come up here 1 second, point?
Yeah, could
Come
you,
point to it?
we have
Show
it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is North Beach here.
So I am off the map. I am right here.
Okay,
This is the Kennedys, I'm next door to the Kennedys.
okay, all right, thank you.
I too am a little confused with what just transpired because I really, based on what I was given, thought that they wanted a landlocked lot approved that was coming from North Second Street, but they wanted to use the North Beach utility easement to access it. So I'm going to proceed because I do still have those concerns. I never thought somebody would be driving across and through it. And my simple solution to that is to plant trees. In fact, I even brought photos from July of 2005 before the hurricane to show you the tree canopy in that area. Nobody could have driven hardly anywhere because it was much more rural and suburban than urban. I feel like here we go again. We were here 3 years ago with L&H proposing 2 different times a subdivision plat that was vehemently objected by the neighbors because, yes, too dense, overbuilding. It was withdrawn each time rather than having it denied because then you have to wait a delay to submit another one. Then Councilman Seal very graciously offered to host a mediation conference with the parties to see what would work. And it was scheduled. And then L&H withdrew and said they weren't coming to the meeting, so we didn't hold it. But I appreciate Councilman Seal offering that.
Can we see those pictures too while you're talking?
Sorry to say, they actually may make me cry, but interestingly, and I can point on the picture of what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
So this is the area we're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
If you find if you find the bridge, that is, of course, the old bridge, then you go north from there to see the area we're talking about.
Right.
I want to say that this is a beautiful, large swath of property composed of several parcels fronting North Beach and North 2nd Street. The applicant purchased the properties at an advantageous price, which reflected the limited uses, and now wants to eliminate those limited uses by seeking variances to maximize its use while still getting the benefit of the purchase price. Remember, variances are disfavored. They are exceptions to use. They grant an exception to land use which favors one property owner over the others, his or her neighbors, and ultimately the community. This puts me and others in an awkward position of really objecting to a neighbor's application to use his land advantageously and disadvantaging the neighbors. The very subdivision regulation 314.4 that the applicant uses to support his position for a variance is the very regulation that prevents the granting of the variance. Because while the subdivision regulations recognize that ideally you want the minimum width of a lot to be at the dedicated street, to front the dedicated street. However, if you can't, in the case of, as I note, cul-de-sacs and curves in the streets, then permission can be granted to reduce it. However, last sentence, every lot must abut a dedicated street for the distance of at least 35 feet. The subdivision ordinance, put into effect in 2023, does not want landlocked lots. Period. It's the whole point of a subdivision regulation, is we want a better plan here than we've had in the past with older lots. This I'm trying to say is that the hardship that the applicant seems to be claiming is self-created. They're creating this landlocked lot. You don't get to get a variance for a hardship that you create yourself. And when it comes down to the requirements, sorry, I'm going to go back to 320.7, establishes the 6 criteria this commission must find to exist in order to grant a variance. We could go through all 6 of them. The point is, the second one, B, if I have that correct, is that you cannot create the problem that you're now trying to solve. If this lot is not separated, like they want to separate it, there is no landlocked lot. It's not a problem. The threat of access from North Beach to Second Beach in the middle of this area, there's nothing there to indicate anybody is invited onto that private property. And certainly between landscaping, including trees, or throw in a pool if you want, you're going to prevent people from driving from one end to the other. And I think it's curious that you would ask for a North 2nd Street lot to now have a North Beach access. And I don't know what it does if you would ever build there. They say they're not. I understand that. They say they're not. But I don't think it should be approved because it also wreaks havoc with the 911 district trying to find the house in the middle of the plat up there. And I haven't seen anything in the application package about the utilities to whom the easements run in favor of approving the use of that easement for other purposes. For that reason, I believe that this commission should certainly deny the applicant's request for this variance.
Okay,
Thank you.
alrighty. Did you have something?
I would eventually like my pictures back. I don't need
you
them
can
right
have
now.
them.
No, okay.
They're right here. Yeah.
No worries, we were gonna give them back to you.
July of '05. Huh? Yeah.
Okay, Chamberlain, 648 North Beach. Can you state your name?
My name is Malin Chamberlain.
Mm.
I live at 648 North Beach. My property is right at the corner of Roe Crowder's property. We back up into each other. And that property that would be developed, I'm not opposed to the existing land that's already been approved. It's a nice piece of property. I don't see any reason to cut it into cookie cutters and then put, it's not on the street. What would its address be?
Right.
So I'm just saying, leave it like it is. It's a beautiful piece of property. And I'm just asking you to not approve this variance.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Chamberlain. All right, the last one is James, 747 North 2nd Street.
Good evening. Tough crowd to follow.
It's James what?
James Bueller,
Yeah.
Okay, no, just so we have for our record.
James Bueller.
And what's your address?
So I own 747 North 2nd Street, so my southern property line runs, obviously to their, northern property line. So the replot that we're discussing actually will affect my property more than, well, I'll share the burden with
So-
Dr.
One
Right.
minute. Do you also own this 655?
Yes, my family
Okay.
owns it. Yeah.
Okay.
My father and I.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll start with, let's not try to disguise this. They came 3 years ago and wanted 13 lots. It was denied. I think by allowing them to go from 6 to 7, we're setting a precedence that they can eventually get up to 13. And we had a lot of concerns about, population density. As it is, one of the properties they sold, is purchased by a national, Airbnb firm. It's a large home. Every given weekend, we have 15 to 20 people staying at that house, and we hear it all night. These two properties potentially could do the same, right? And eventually, that's gonna be my next door neighbors. So with that, I aggressively deny or discourage you guys reply. I have no problem with the easement. If they want to take their property and make an easement, I agree with all their concerns, but this is not about an easement. This is about selling another lot. Any questions for me?
No, not at this time.
Thanks.
Thank you. You can go ahead, just so for the record.
Crowder's address is at 646 North Beach.
Alrighty, thank you.
And Casey, if you have anything to submit, would you give it to Ms.? Okay.
So did the commission have any questions?
Again, I'll always make this statement that you can ask it. We're only a recommending board. So whatever we recommend, yay or nay, it'll be up to the city council to approve. So that's why we always state that when we get in situations like this. So please don't get your feelings hurt if something doesn't go your way. But like I said, we're just a recommending board, and the decision will be made next Tuesday.
And with that being said, this is the public hearing, so obviously, and it's for all the cases, I should say before. City council's one to make the decision, but this is the public hearing, so it's one that if you speak now or forever hold your peace.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
about
go
that.
up.
No,
to-
that includes the applicants too, like.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you can go up to the podium.
That's what I was trying to say, so if there's
Okay,
anything else
sorry.
to be added, please
Just,
add it now.
yeah, just a couple things. First, they talked about property being too dense, worried about density, which was a concern 3 years ago. In that time, we've built 3 houses. The parcel that we'd like to create is close to 12,000 square feet, which that's a really big lot. Our end goal, the 2 front lots on North Beach, will be our homes. We're gonna live there. We don't want it super dense either. You know, this is gonna be my neighborhood with everybody else's neighborhood one day. It is a R3 property. Like, the potential for density with R3 is tremendous. That's not our goal here at all. I mean, they're beautiful, gorgeous homes with tons of yard space. So let me move on from that one. The concern about the trees, this actually would save some trees from the Second Street, because to access the back of that property from Second Street, you would have to have some sort of road or something if you wanted to get to the back of that property, which would lead you to take trees out. That would actually save some trees. It would leave more of a barrier of trees that you don't have to have. As far as us creating our own problem, trying to solve it with a landlocked lot, the lot directly beside it is a landlocked lot that was already there. That is why we had to do the easement in the first place. And we're not asking for the easement, it's already in existence. So there is access to that property already. And there's the argument that it's a landlocked lot and you can't have that, the lot right beside it is that way, if it weren't for the easement. So I don't see how one's okay and what's not. So, and I think that's most things. And again, we're just trying to keep it less traffic. It's a huge lot. I mean, it's not, we're not trying to put 80,000 homes on the property. I think we've already proven that over the years, and the houses on the property are beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're family homes. So that's all I have to say.
Ready, thank you. Alrighty, is there any other comments, concerns? My only comment would be that if you do ever, if there's anything that you want to bring towards the board, I would recommend just running it by your neighbors, because it seems like they were kind of shocked, and a lot of people do usually reach out to their neighbors and say like, hey, I'm planning on doing this or whatnot. I just think it would be neighborly to do compared to them hearing about it just through the city. That's it. So, alrighty, so let's make our, is it a motion?
I move it, we deny it.
Okay.
Or
They said, deny.
Alright, nay as well.
No, you'd have to,
Maybe you left the room.
you had to vote in affirmative.
are you voting to deny it or voting to not deny it?
Deny it.
Okay, then that would be yay, correct?
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, deny.
Yay.
Alright, and Amy's gone. Alright, motion to deny.
Alright, so the,
Okay, so the council meeting is Tuesday, October the 21st at 5:30 in this room.
alright, so the next one, I did not upload the plans because I feel like it's sometimes proprietary because it's complete construction plans. So I have them here, but allowed, not right. I mean,
Restrooms right over there.
Okay, well, let me go, I'm entering back into the room. Let me go ahead and just read the application. Corona, application for minor site plan review for the construction of an office and multifamily dwelling submitted by Pablo Corona. The property in question is located at 9045 McLaurin Street and is identified on the Hancock County land rolls as parcel number 138J-1-34-006.000. Do I have to read it all?
No.
No, I won't. Why didn't you tell me this like 5 years ago?
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm saying.
understood why you did.
Because you told us.
Because
to.
they told us when we
Well,
started
you
that we
didn't.
had to read the whole thing.
Alright, I didn't upload these because they're complete construction plans. It's a motion. He went through minor site plan review through. I know I have an issue with it. He's making basically a fourplex. Enough parking. Trying to see if you can get a front elevation.
Is the fourplex above the
Yeah.
office?
Here's the, yeah. So, our zoning does not exactly identify, but he's making a fourplex, which it's gonna have the same, it's gonna have to have suppression system and everything else. Currently, one of the units, since this is highway commercial property, is going to be Corona Construction's, corporate headquarters. And then the other three are gonna be rental units. Whenever he retires, then his office will just become a rental, residential.
So does he have handicap access to that?
Yeah, he has an elevator in here.
Okay. And there's a road,
So McLaurin Street, so like if you're coming off Highway 90,
right?
it's right past the old movie theater on the left-hand side.
No, I know exactly where it's at. But the Melvin Ott subdivision was a stepchild of the city, and there was a road behind all those houses that it looked like maybe had gotten upgraded. How does this relate because that's all the Melvinot subdivision. Is
Yeah.
he just on McLaurin and just happens to be in the Melvinot subdivision?
Yeah, I guess that would be the way it is. Hey, Mr. Corona, please stand up.
Paulo Corona. My address is 908 Spanish Acre Drive. A friend of mine owns all that land that goes all the way to the back of the road. Frank Singh.
Yes, we all know Frank.
Yeah, he owns everything. So I'm the only lot among all his land. I was trying to sell it to him, he didn't want it, so he's gonna have me there for a long time. Yes.
So I guess if there's a road from, do you have a road behind you that's unopened?
There's no road.
No,
It's
it's
all
all-
wooden area, all the way to Lowe's.
Okay, so the part of the Melvinot subdivision that fronts Longfellow, those houses along there, that Frank owns a few of them.
Yeah. There's a little road behind it.
There's a little road behind
Yeah.
it that the city would not do anything with because it didn't meet city standards.
That is correct.
But you have nothing to do
Nothing
with
to do
any
with
of that.
No.
You are just happening to be on McLaren, which happens to sit within the subdivision, but that's it.
That is correct.
Okay, okay. Well, thank God.
That's what I said.
It was, the Melvinot subdivision's
Yes.
been
It's
been abandoned.
Are there recommendations to approve? And these plans are actually ready for permitting. The only thing left is here. They have been inspected by the building official, built to code, everything, ADA, accessibility, everything that they need. So, I just
And you're
did,
gonna have tenants living above your office.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's going on. It's that elevator.
All right.
I'll move it.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move it.
Motion to approve by Mr. Ag, second by Mr. Romano. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Please be present. City Council meeting Tuesday, October 21st at 5:30 PM.
no, he doesn't. He's good. He can start
Because it's a
building.
minor site plan review.
He can start building tomorrow, tonight.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Come start pouring tonight.
You have
Yeah. Do you need these?
started digging tonight.
Yes. Start digging footing.
If you want other stuff.
Okay. Next application is, we got two concerning the same project. So, first agenda item, 507 on Main LLC. Application for variance to zoning ordinance submitted by Andrew Harwell on behalf of 507 on Main LLC. The applicant is proposing the development of a condominium project on the property. The applicant is requesting a variance to section 802.3 to allow a total number of 22 parking spaces instead of the required 23 parking spaces for the 10 total dwelling units that will be on that parcel. The applicant is requesting to be allowed 9-foot by 18-foot parking spaces, the required parking space size of 10-foot by 20-foot for the project. The applicant is also requesting a variance to section 802.3 to allow a landscape perimeter of 5-foot landscape with an opaque fence as opposed to the required 10-foot landscape buffer. Additionally, the applicant is requesting a variance to allow a condominium dwelling unit at a size of 648 square feet, which is below the minimum required 750 square foot dwelling requirement. The property is located at 507 Main Street, parcel 1st Ward, part 568 Bay St. Louis, property zone C2, neighborhood commercial district.
All right, so, and as Ms. Dosher said, number 10 goes with number 11. So, if you go, they're going to need the variances to get the site plan approved for majority of it. So, the number 10 application, there is 4 variances that are requested, 3 of them that are needed. So, I'll just start with number 1. If you want to go, one of it would be the required parking spots. The main building, this is 507. It's a house currently in the front. They're going to demo the house, and that's where this project's getting built. But there's also a back apartment in the back, which is, don't know where it came from. The main building, like seriously, we don't have any permits
No
or whatever else.
record,
Like it's
no
just kind of an extra building there. So that's a duplex. There's 2 units in the very back of the property that's not going to be demoed. They're going to have, this new building is going to be 8 units plus the 2 that are in the extra building. So with that being said, variance 1, if you have 10 units, you need 2 units per dwelling plus one parking spot for every 8 spots. So that would mean 23 spots. Okay? They're requesting a variance to allow 22 spots, but if they have 22 spots, they will be 20 by 10 spots. So, the size that we require. The second variance would be they can get you 23 spots, except the parking spots would need to be 18 by 9 feet.
Yeah.
So they could suffice the number of parking spots. They're just going to be smaller, which is what the building code calls for, but not our zoning code. Of those 2 variances, if you choose to pass one of them, the one where they have a 1 parking spot variance reduction, meaning 22 parking spots instead of 23, but they're 20 by 10, would be the one that the administration would prefer having, for your Suburbans and your F-250s and everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
So variance 3 of this would be per our section 802.3. It's written that you have to have 10 foot of landscaping around parking lots, not just the front, all common lot lines. So not just the front, but they're asking for a reduction to allow 5 foot landscape buffer, and they're going to put the OPEC fence for it. And I put some notes there. The 315 Main Street, that would be also the same requirement, but I think y'all reduced it to allow a 1 foot landscape buffer around the parking. But they're going to have 5 foot plus an OPEC fence, so you can't see through the headlight. And then variance 4, and this is one that if you read it by the rules, it's what it means. The city council amended several years ago that a dwelling has to be 750 square feet. But that's what they said in it, that it has to be a dwelling. Well, a dwelling is a single family house. A dwelling is a duplex. A dwelling is a condo. Like, a dwelling is somewhere you can live. When they amended the ordinance, they didn't make it say that a single family house has to be 750 square feet. They just said dwellings, all used as a broad term. Well, that fits in condos. So if you go look at the plans, they have these condos that are, the smallest one they have is 648 square feet. It's a 1-bedroom condo. So they would need a variance of 102 foot to allow them to have a 648 square foot condo, though everything is under roof. To put into perspective, 124 Court Street condo complex, and this was before my time, so I don't think it went before variance. It's just how I interpreted it. The 124 Court Street development has a 547 square foot units, and the Farragut Lofts have a 563 square foot unit. They're going for 648 square feet and larger. So there's the 4 variances. Number 1 and number 2 were kind of dealing with parking. Number 3 is dealing with the landscape buffer. And number 4 is dealing with the size of the condo units.
So would we make a motion for all one at a time, or?
You can make what I would say is make a motion, however, motion to approve this one, and deny that one, or approve all of them, deny.
I would.
And then.
Individual.
Okay, so no, that's probably going to be the cleanest way.
Well, I would prefer if the chair would give us the opportunity to vote on each one individually as a motion.
That would probably be back. The letter, okay, and then the administration letter, and it's the same thing we saw. There's no hardship present, so the recommendations deny everything because there's no hardship present. They did have, we did know that of the 2 parking variants, the one of the number of parking spots would be preferred. If you had one, we haven't heard any we haven't heard any opposition against this project. And this type of project, since it's a C3 neighborhood commercial, this is actually one of the objectives of the Bay St. Louis 2024 comprehensive plan of, if you have a commercial property that allows more dense use, to use it. Like, you don't want condos, you don't want single family houses in like highway commercial property, though it's allowed by right. You want to have, more dense use. And so, guys, y'all can tell about y'all's project.
My name is Andrew Harwell. I'm Ty Densford. And we're here for 507 Main Street.
So, I have just a question. I can see how having a requirement for fewer parking spots allows you to not have to shrink them to 9 feet. But how does not allowing as many spots gain you an extra 2 feet? Do you see what I'm saying?
So the one that's in your packet is the one that has the 9 by 11 parking spots.
9 by 8, yeah.
I mean 9 by 18 parking spots, like the front page of this one. So if you would go and take, if you go take the right side of it, and I don't know this, I think this was designed. If you take the right side where there's 13 parking spots in a row, if you go make it those parking spots instead of 9 by 18 as on here, if you just go and say, hey, we're gonna make them 10 feet wide, you lose 1 parking spot on the right hand side, but you can gain the correct number.
But
The
how,
other
how-
render,
how do you get the extra, I understand the width, how do you get 2 feet in back?
oh, because
By
the,
making them fewer.
so, the fire truck, that's a fire safety issue, and the fire truck would have enough room to fight a
Well,
fire.
Okay, well, here's the issue. Half the vehicles out there tonight were pickup trucks.
Yeah.
An F-150 is 19 to 20 feet in length.
Yeah.
So an 18-foot spot makes no sense in my mind, given what people in Bay St. Louis drive. So how does having fewer parking spots make them
So
longer?
it's, correct me if I say this wrong, as this is drawn on their plot plan, then there are 9 by 18, they meet the requirements. But if we can squeeze it, obviously we're losing 1 spot. It looks probably like on this right or left side here. If we make them that extra foot wider, so that's probably the discrepancy in where you get that 1 less
I think
space.
it's about the length, and to be honest,
I understand how you can get more into narrower, but how does having more or less change your ability to put your F-150 at 20 feet?
reducing the length is only 20 by 10 is the standard size, and a 9 by 18 is the standard size. We could have a 9 by 20 foot, if that's what you're suggesting.
Well,
I think I'd
well,
prefer
that-
the 10 by 20.
That's the question. All I'm asking
Yeah.
is.
It was only
is
selected
if-
as a
if half the
standard size
vehicles-
parking space.
If half the vehicles on a typical night in this parking lot won't fit in your parking spaces because they're too long.
Yeah. Well, we like the 20 by 10, and I think the way the ordinance reads, whether it's a 1-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, they just need the 2 spaces.
Right.
And since these are 10 1-bedrooms, it seems that we're on the higher end.
My personal preference would be for the 10 by 20 spaces as well, just because I'd rather sacrifice that 1 space, give a variance for that, and have the larger size parking spaces, just because I know, like you're saying, everybody's in bigger vehicles.
And the likelihood of 1 person being in 1 bedroom, you're not gonna have 3 people in that.
Yeah,
average,
like,
on
yeah.
Well, whether-
Because there's
So
not,
you-
there's no units with multiple I mean, there's some
They're
with
all one
bunks,
bedroom,
but
so
like,
yeah, if
if you're
they're-
sleeping in a bunk, it's probably not, for adults.
You may not
I
be
mean,
driving.
maybe it is,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't judge, but it's
were-
probably a family coming in one car.
What is the parking like now here?
Right now it's just a house.
So do y'all, okay.
There's just a house there right now.
Yeah.
What about this apartment? Nobody's occupying it.
No, they bought, this house went for sale
Well,
probably.
that's why I'm saying, can you give us like backstory on it?
There's a house that's not in awful shape, but it's got some weak subfloor, and it's probably had 2 or 3 illegal additions where it's got a conventional foundation. Then you walk in, there was probably a storage room, and it just wasn't it didn't seem to be salvageable. So
That's the main house.
that's the main house, right? So the plan was to demolish that, but there's 2 one-bedroom, an up-down duplex in the rear. It kind of made sense to fit our project. And we've just remodeled that up to the same standard, and that would be the additional 2 units.
So your intention is to have it as condos and sell them to individuals? with
That's correct.
With a condo fee or something?
That's right.
Maintain and all?
That's right.
No pool, just a parking lot and nice landscaping and 1 bedrooms and the affordable range of, I think, is it 275 to 250 or something?
Yeah,
Yes, that's correct, too.
And really, that rendering, that's the picture.
Yeah.
And these are one bedroom?
Yeah, they're all one
So
bedroom,
one-
650 square.
So, and I don't know if I don't know if they put in the letter of discussion. So what the conversation was, and it had to do with our comprehensive plan before, because I guess when they were in the planning of buying it or whatever else, it was basically what Bay St. Louis needs. And they had the missing middle part of, I work at, let's just say, Stennis Space Center. I'm working for space relativity. My wife and I need to move place to town, but a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Shieldsboro seems like is $375,000. If we could find somewhere to have home ownership or condo ownership and still suffice our need, frankly, these aren't 315 Main, these aren't Farragut Lofts, these aren't Court Street condos per se. They're closer to what Dunbar, those condos that are in Dunbar by McDonald Park.
The blue
Closer,
building, yeah.
closer to that of you have a person that the intent is to have a person that lives there 365 days a year, but needs a place to stay.
Affordable housing.
But the quality will still be
Yeah.
top. There's going to be no
Wouldn't all
sacrifice
of
in
your
quality.
requests and problems go away if instead of building 8 units in that building, you built 7? Then your parking problem would go away, your square foot units would go away, your setback problem would go away?
It could, but the thing that seemed to make sense to us, that whether they were 10 3-bedrooms or 10 1-bedrooms, we'd have 10 bedrooms or 33 bedrooms. And with 33 bedrooms, you would still need 23 spaces. And we have a third of what, it could be likely there. It seems like a reasonable variance to us.
Well, I'm just saying though, that if you had one less unit, then you wouldn't even need to be talking to us.
It's true.
And one could be a 2-bedroom, yeah.
One could be a 2-bedroom.
We're not here to solve all your problems.
Oh no, like the parking variance part was there. Now the sizes of the condo, just it is what it is. The 750 square foot dwelling, that's one of the other issues that we're here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that if you had one less unit, you could make all your units slightly bigger, and then you wouldn't have the.
Well,
need
we're
for
trying to keep it
variance.
as affordable as we can. The smaller the better.
That's what I'm thinking. I just, because we've seen a lot of projects like this, making the numbers work for a larger unit is the
Yeah, the
big
KFC
factor.
building,
Because we're talking about not having to pay, get the prices affordable.
Because I think
for
one of the things that
turnover.
that I talked to, I think there's about whenever we had this thing of the 350 square foot units was, well, if we go and make where the balconies are a wall and do it, we could essentially add an extra 100 foot, but like at the end of the day, like all you're doing is you're giving somebody a bigger living room, but also give them a $50,000 addition in the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Just because this is gonna have to be, this building's sprinkled and everything else, like,
I was gonna
Are you,
ask that.
are you gonna have covenants for, rental, as far as short-term rental, long-term rental, what?
Yes, sir, and I think, do the covenants have to come before the city to get approval?
no,
That-
it doesn't. You can
Oh.
submit them whenever, but
That will probably come up at council, what they'll ask
Yeah.
is, are they gonna be able to buy them and just rent them out?
That's right.
you
We had a
know, every
conversation
day?
yesterday with Nancy. That was her question.
Uh-huh.
So we told her that we'd give her a kind of a rough draft next week, so.
But would they be able to do that, just purchase a condo and Airbnb and
Yeah.
be it out? There would be nothing in that to stop them.
I don't think that we are here to dictate what somebody wants to do with an investment. So that being said,
So-
I would let it because everything around there, everything down there, but they'd have to go through the same exact process every time to get, the permit.
Oh,
Yeah.
for short-term rentals?
Yeah, which is not a big threshold,
Yeah.
not a high threshold. With a
Right.
There's
permit.
I think there's brand new ones right across the street. But again, there was a guy out there walking his dog earlier, and he's young like Andrew, and he lives there. You know what I mean? And so he's just a single professional, and that's kind of where we're reaching.
Yeah, definitely a need for that. And
Albeit it's $250,000. I understand what you're saying about the Airbnb. But one bedroom,
I just know what's gonna come before you at
Yeah.
council.
Yeah.
That's gonna be one of the main questions.
Right.
Is it really supporting like long-term rentals for, like people at Stennis, or is it,
Yeah.
the turnover rate,
Right.
That might be the, one of the only complaints. In terms of the landscape buffer, that 5-foot variance on that does not bother me.
Nope. There's some parking lots that don't even have any.
Yeah,
So
yep.
I'm not gonna, and then you got 3 other condos and apartment that have smaller, again, smaller living space than what he does, so.
So do we have to? We're not making them, like, for the parking, like, we'd be making the motion based on how the variance was written, so they already put in for the 10 by 20.
yeah, so if you.
Even
say-
though it's drawn, like, as if they could all fit. is
So
what I'm
if you say, we'll give you a parking lot, it's understood that is a 10 by 20 spot.
Okay, I just want to clarify that. If we go, probably need to go item by item.
So the 10 by 20 would allow every vehicle to be able to be.
No, it'd be one short.
No, it'd be one short of the.
So like,
It would be the 22.
Yeah, so right now you have, if they have 10 units on the property, you need 2 parking spots per unit.
Mhm.
And then, so 10 parking spots per unit, and then they need 3 guest spots per our zoning ordinance.
Okay.
What are the square footages of the little place in the back?
They're
Okay. Are they less than 548?
I think they're.
Oh, yeah.
550, I think.
Yeah.
550, okay.
Yeah, they're already pre-existing, so.
We're staying in. They're real cozy.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So if we approve one, which is the 22 spots, those are 10 by 20 spots?
Yes.
So we could probably do a motion of approve 1 and deny 2,
Yes.
and it seems that's maybe where consensus is.
Yeah, because if you
I-
say,
I'm not,
if you approve 1 and 2, they can have 22 spots that are 18 by 9, which I don't think that's what seemed like the.
That's not our intent.
Right, yeah,
a motion on that one or no?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go item by item, and I think what we could do is maybe make the first motion for the landscape buffer. Trying to see where it's like bullet pointed out, but, the first motion I'll entertain will be concerning the landscape buffer and the parking.
I'll make a motion, we move with what they have on their landscape buffer.
So it'd be a motion to approve
The 5 foot.
The
So-
a
so-
variance of 5 feet to the landscape buffer and, a variance of 1 parking space to allow for the 10-foot by 20-foot parking spaces.
Is that okay?
You got that, Caitlin?
You got that?
You're lumping those two together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have?
I'm just asking.
I was
I have
going
a
to, because no
question.
one
I
seemed
don't
to
have an
pose.
objection to it.
But why
That's
are
my
we-
motion,
why-
what
No,
she
no,
just read.
Amy, just to
Just
make.
so we're not
no,
going through four different.
Oh, no, just to make it cleaner, let's just do one by one. So
Okay.
motion to,
Motion, well, entertain a motion concerning the 5-foot, variance to the landscape
I
buffer.
made that motion.
Motion by Mr. Breland, second by Mr. Romano. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Okay, second motion will be to, the variance, of one parking space to allow for the 10-foot by 20-foot parking spaces.
For
there a
all, for all of them.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it would be a
Yes.
motion
Every
to
sing-
approve a reduction of one parking space.
And every single space will be 10-foot by 20-foot.
Yes.
I'll move.
I'll
Mo-
second.
Motion by Mr. Romano, second by Mr. Breland. All those in
Wait,
favor?
yeah, yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
it'd be the,
Yes.
With
Got it.
delirium now.
Aye.
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 Okay, that passes unanimously. Okay.
there'd be a
Oh.
motion to deny the 18 by 9 parking spot request, the size.
So we gotta make the motion to deny that?
The second.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a
Oh,
motion. we
see, I
den-
didn't understand that.
I'll make a motion, we deny the 9 by 18 parking spots for all of the units.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, I'm losing
Aye.
it.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, and then we'll do the,
Square footage.
Square footage.
square footage. A motion to the variance to allow the condo dwelling unit size of 648 square feet from the required 750 square foot dwelling requirement.
I make a motion to deny.
A motion to deny, is there a second?
If there's no, call for a second.
It dies for lack of
It dies
support.
for lack of support,
on
and
the
we have to
minutes
make
that-
a new motion.
Yeah, so on note, they said there was a motion made by Brown, but died for lack of a second on the minutes. All right, so we still need a motion on the floor.
I'll move that we approve it.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
A second.
Second by Mr. Breland. All
Aye.
those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Reluctantly, yes.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
All right, and
Why
then,
do I feel like I'm missing something? Okay, so
We have to do the minutes.
we're
no,
good.
no, no,
No, no, no, no.
Number 11.
now you have
Yeah,
to do
gotta-
the major
num-
site plan review.
We gotta do the major site plan review. Okay, so let me read that application. 507 on Main LLC, application for major site plan review for a condo submitted by Andrew Harwell on behalf of 507 on Main LLC, the property in question located at 507 Main Street. I mean, I think we got,
Yeah.
I mean, my opinion is we digested it. We have one less than the required number of parking spaces. The parking spaces will be 10 by 20. The dumpster looks in conformance. I
So-
like that it's in the back of the property and not the front personally.
So yeah, our recommendation, if you approve the variance, recommendation would approve the site plan.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't submitted construction documents, so it's still,
They'll have to like follow up with a drainage, a formal drainage plan.
Yes.
And there's one tree on, 2 trees on there, but you already have the drip lines on that.
Yep.
I mean, anybody else have any? I'll entertain a motion to approve the site plan.
Make a motion. please,
Second.
Motion by Mr. Breland, second by Mr. Romano. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Major site plan approved. And then city council meeting October 21st, 5:30 PM.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, we'll make a motion, to approve the minutes from the last meeting. That was September 10th, 2025.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
Motion by Breland, Mr. Breland, second by Mr. Agee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain, I wasn't here.
Aye.
Aye.
Wasn't here. Ooh. Abstain.
It
She
still
wasn't
passes.
here either.
We
Michaela
both
wasn't
weren't
here.
Who was here?
I know, They left me hanging.
You can still approve them, it's just you don't have any knowledge. You watched it on Facebook.
Someone was on the
Yeah.
phone, huh?
You watched it
Yes.
on Facebook, didn't you? You saw the whole meeting.
Who was on the phone?
Well, anyway, it passes.
No, you.
Sad.
Last,
Outstanding.
Move
last
we
agenda
adjourn.
item is motion to adjourn the meeting by October 15th, 2025.
Move it.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ag, second by Mr.